Hey everybody, Ivan, favorite bisexual. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about something in particular, okay? It's about gay sex. So I got a comment from this particular person, and I find very fascinating how the perspectives that other people have on certain things, I find it very fascinating. So I'm going to read what this person was saying, and personally, I think they're kind of a lunatic, but that's my opinion. So let's go through it, and then you can leave down in the comments to see if you agree with this person, or if you think that they're completely out of pocket, totally unaware of what is going on around them. And yeah, okay. First, sex is an activity between male and female only. There is nothing like gay sex. Two men or two women is not sex. Women rubbing men is active. Wait, what? Okay, that doesn't really make any much sense, but apparently, basically what they're saying is that, men or women rubbing their genitals together is not sex. Okay, so that's kind of like the first issue. Apparently, that means that this person's not really educated in a lot of things. Maybe it's religion that's clouding them, and they're just making them completely arrogant of what sex is. One thing is stupid: for a man to use his bottom butthole as a vagina in sex. Okay, so basically what he's saying is that a gay man having anal sex with another man is him thinking or that it's a vagina, which makes no sense at all. A butthole is for shit, part of the digestive system, not to be used as a sex organ, as your penis. Or for your penis. Yeah, okay. Yes, 100%. The butthole is for, or the intestines is for digestive system, and not for, and that's what it's there for, yes. But that doesn't mean that you can't use it for other things. But he argues with that later on, okay. Okay, so it's basically it's for your digestive system and not to be used as a sexual organ. You are perverting the use of your body parts to satisfy your unnatural homosexual lifestyle. Put things in place. They were where they were designed. Your penis was designed to be inserted into a woman's vagina, not an exit for poop. Well, he used a different word for poop, but you can, body parts were. Of course, they were made for a particular function, yes, of course. But again, that doesn't mean that it has to be just to that part. It can be used for other things, and there's other things that he says later on. It kind of makes you maybe not the most educated person out there. I don't want to be rude, but the things he said, it was quite you'll see. All right, so basically your penis is just for vagina only. So I basically asked him if he was homophobic, or if it's just something that he also said that gay men are the reason that there are STDs, that gay sex is the whole reason for the whole AIDS pandemic, and that bisexual people and homosexuals are the reason for all of the they're the reason for all of it happening, which is kind of unfair that the gays were the reason for the AIDS pandemic. But if that were true, then how did the straight people get it? Well, through bisexual contact or something. But anyways, that's another story. Okay. Anyways, then he goes on saying, sex is an activity for procreation first. Okay, now this is where things start to kind of make sense. All right, to his perspective part. Okay, we cannot have nature procreation or natural procreation without it. It is how nature designed sex. It is something most people enjoy, I agree, but not all. Again, I agree with that. Not everybody likes sex. That's 100% correct. Not everybody does, for whatever reasons they have. And I agree, it can create a bond if it is done the right way. Okay, yes, again, I agree with that. You can have a bond, intimacy bond with people. It is clear nature way that sex was designed for doing between male and female. So sex is only between men and female because that's the way it was designed, because of the way the designed interconnecting penis, man, sex organ, vagina, woman, sex organ. As he said, the bottom butthole is a part of the digestive system, not for sex. Reproductive system is because it is a perversion to misuse your bottom butthole for sex. So when they say perversion, that sounds a little religious. So I'm thinking it's probably a religious thing. Okay, it was not designed for a man's sex organ or his penis. Simple biology, he says. All right. Then he goes on. There's more. Get it straight. Sex is an activity between vagina and penis only. A woman using her bottom butthole. So this is interesting. Okay, this is very fascinating. Now, this is going beyond homosexuality. Now he's saying that even through a man penetrating a woman's anus, a woman having anal sex is also just as sinful as a man, which is very fascinating, okay? So, a woman using her bottom butthole as her vagina is not sex. Okay, so this is even more fascinating. He says that if you insert your penis into a woman's anus, having anal sex, it is not considered sex. It's only considered sex if you put it in her vagina. Now, this is very, very fascinating. This is good stuff. This is good content. Simple because that activity is not ordered towards procreation. It's misuse of her body parts. Okay, so sex other than procreation is not sex, according to this person. Okay, and again he goes, her bottom hole is for exit only, not to put things in it. Put things in place where it was designed for. Simple. Do not pervert the use of your body parts. You are not perverting your body parts if you use them for your own pleasure. Okay, so then I responded with, okay, so I'm wondering, if sex is only for procreation, are you against oral sex, since it is not a reason other than pleasure? So now he seems to be getting a little aggravated. Okay, so please get it correct. Sex is an activity between vagina and penis only. Again, he goes on. Sucking a man's penis is not sex. So apparently to him, oral sex does not exist. It doesn't exist. Apparently. Call it something else. The main purpose of sex is for procreation. The pleasure is an afterthought. But men make it the pleasure in sex as the purpose. It's kind of confusing wording. This is a perversion. Not all people enjoy having sex. Again, he said that previously. Human misuse and abuse their bodies against the bottom hole, blah, blah, blah. I think I've pretty much already read that it's a human perversion to have sex for pleasure, not procreation. So then I put, okay, so women sucking a guy off. It's not oral sex. So what do you call it? And not to be rude, but I think you might be the one that's not getting it right. You seem to be close-minded and homophobic, and your views are based on misinformation and opinions, not facts. And so are homophobic people raised to be hateful and close-minded and logical? And, I just go, is it like uncontrollable stuff? Like if somebody has a temper where they can't control it, is it kind of like basically the same thing where this person is? So I'm kind of like expecting kind of a reaction that's kind of bad. So let's see what he says after that. Okay. First, let me define what is sex. Oh, this should be good. Sex is a physical activity between a male and a female only, okay, that is ordered towards procreation. So apparently, he thinks that sex is only for procreation, not for pleasure. There's no other purpose for sex other than that. First, a woman sucking a man's penis is not sex because it is not ordered towards procreation. I agree it may be ordered towards pleasure, but not ordered towards pleasure is not sex. Many physical activities between two persons are ordered towards pleasure that do not make it sex acts. I'm pretty sure oral sex is sex. I can't see that you can perform oral sex and say, oh no, I'm not having sex. So it's like, what is, okay, this is what I mean about this. This is very interesting, very fascinating. Pleasure that not makes sex act. Second to sex, corresponding organ. Okay, two corresponding organs in the mix. Many physical activities between two persons are ordered towards pleasure, but that do not make it a sex act. So if you put your privates together, it's not having sex. If you have pleasure doing it, it's not considered sex. I don't know what it's called then. What is it called? I don't know. All right. Second to sex. Corresponding organs has to be in the mix. So corresponding organs has to be in the mix. So I guess that means that the vagina and penis has to be in the mix for it to be sex. Two men rubbing their penises together is not sex. In the same way, two women, their vaginas, do not pervert the word sex. So I suppose that if you're speaking of sex, when you're speaking of men and women having sex together, you're perverting the word sex because it's only for men and women. Very, very fascinating. Leave down in the comments. What do you think about this up to now? Okay. Do not pervert the word sex. Sex is a natural function. I agree. It is pleasurable. Men pervert and twist its use to suit their desires, but it remains nature's way of the first physical step in procreation. So apparently it's only men that pervert sex, or to pervert the aspect of sex. Are you interested? Do you find this interesting and fascinating as I do? Leave down in the comments below. So then, of course, I respond with saying, okay, I think I get what you're saying. Now, I'm pretty, at this point, I'm kind of getting the point where what he's trying to get at, okay? So, yeah, I think I see what you're saying, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're saying is not that gay sex, that you don't have a gay sex problem with gay sex, but it's more like is like sex as a whole that you think is a problem, except for when it's necessary. I was asking you, so are you homophobic? Or is gay sex as bad and sinful as straight sex? Okay, so that's what I'm kind of wondering. And are these religious beliefs or are these moral thoughts that, your parents have that they've instilled in you? I find this very fascinating. Okay, so then he goes, just basic biology. Tell a human what sex is for. How did you come into the world? Get it correct. Sex is just to procreation, apparently. Sex is an activity between vagina and penis only. Two men and two women could have pleasurable physical activities, but it's not sex. I completely disagree with that, and I think a lot of people will disagree that sex is when two people give pleasure to each other, right? Depending, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, a man, a man, or trans person, or whatever, if it's two people, human beings getting together, giving each other pleasure, that's sex. I'm pretty sure that's the definition. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment below if you agree with that or not. It is clear in nature to see that woman was made for the man, not the man for the man, or the woman for the woman. So they're saying that penetration was only made for a man and a woman, was created to have sex with each other. So what's the clitoris for? Huh? If it's only made for penetration, then what's the outside parts for? That's something I think that he might have missed, which isn't really surprising. Okay, the parts do not fit and complement each other, or they do fit and complement each other. Man and woman, but the other parts don't. Men's perverted lifestyle has led them to do perverted things, on of which is misuse of their body parts in different ways. So I guess that it's only men that's perverted and not women. Sex is beautiful and should be enjoyed by man and woman in a loving relationship. I guess this person never heard of hookups. What about them? I guess I'm pretty sure they're probably against that. Okay, this activity bring about a new life, a product of that relationship. Okay, so sex is only pretty much like it was mentioned before, procreation, to make babies. That's the only reason that sex exists. The same relationship cannot be fruitful in this respect. It is a dead end. Do not misuse your body parts. It is foolish for a man to insert his penis in an exit for poop. It is just as foolish for a man to use his butthole as a vagina in sex. It is not. Well, yes, of course, a butthole isn't a vagina, but it's not foolish to have sex and to misuse it. You're not misusing it. You're just using it in a way that you enjoy, right? Is enjoyment. And for sex just to be in a relationship, and that if you have gay sex, it's just a dead end. That's crazy. There's gay couples that have been together for 10, 15, 20 years. This person is clearly very uneducated on a lot of things. And I'm wondering if it's getting this from the Bible, because religion can be pretty against homophobia. Not all of it, I'll get back into that in a little bit, okay? All right, so the last two messages here say, okay, great. I want to thank you for your insight. It was very eye-opening, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't. A great day. So that's I find that a bit kind of funny. Then he replied, thanks. I hope you put out correct information and promote healthy life, healthy relationship, not perverted one. Try to do what is right, not what we like. Our love can be misdirected. Remember, all that we love is good for us. Well, wasn't that interesting? That was very, very, very fascinating. So he's been pretty much saying that what I'm saying is wrong, and for me to get it right. It's kind of fascinating how some people that have this mindset and this mentality that they don't realize at all one bit. They're totally clueless about what they're saying and how misinformed they are. Like, for example, gay sex is not sex. That sex is only for man and a woman. Now, I am not a very educated person, and my words are very limited. And there's a lot of people out there that have a lot more sophisticated and better words to describe the things that he said and to describe the kind of things that he mentioned and the way he said them. There's people out there that's really intelligent, and I'm not one of them, unfortunately. I wish I was, and that I could word things and find the wordings that would describe this kind of thinking and behavior. But to say that gay sex is a perversion of what sex is, but like you heard the things I read, it seems as though, I might be wrong, but that this person thinks that sex is only for procreation and nothing else. So with people with this mindset, they're gonna have a very different outlook on things, for sure. To say that for me to get it right, to give out the correct information, to stop misinforming people, well, buddy, I just did. You wanted me to get it right, to give out the correct information. Well, I did. You, sir, are the one with the miscorrect information and just the ridiculous, outrageous, outlandish things that don't make sense at all. Like things that don't make sense. A woman and a man and a man having sex is not sex. Anal sex is not sex because it is not penis in vagina, but penis in anus. Anal sex is not sex. That's quite delusional. Hopefully that you've enjoyed this video, and please consider subscribing. Avin, hope to catch you in the comments. See you later.